Hello everyone, and welcome to Jumperman Tech, where we specialize in HVAC to do everything DIY. And today we have a weekend emergency service call for a commercial Laars boiler. Thank you to everyone tuning into Jumperman Tech. We were in the middle of installing this pump, and we got a service call that there was no hot water going from floors 7 to 17. We're like, oh man, what's going on? We checked one of the two boilers that serves those floors, and we noticed that there was no ignition. So we finished that up, and now we're starting a new project. Boiler number 6 is down. I have it turned off at the moment because as soon as I looked at it, I realized the problem. Something got to be jumped out in here. This is a flow switch. So if there's water flow with the pump, it's going to, allow the system to start and do its thing. Something's got to be bypassed here because I saw this thing trying to ignite and it was overheating and shutting off on the limit switches. I went back here. It's a tough spot to squeeze through. And we have this pump here. I noticed that the pump was running. Oh man, I'm trying to squeeze through here. Turn my light off. I noticed the pump motor was running. I saw the shaft spinning. But in here, I saw where the motor couples with the pump. You guys aren't sure. This piece here is the pump. This piece here is the motor. The pump was not spinning, so you weren't moving water, and this thing was shutting down on high limit. I'm not sure if you guys can truly see in there. There's a piece that's broken. So where this couples to where the motor couples with the pump is just done. And unfortunately, just like I did the other job with adjustables, that's what I'm gonna have to use here for these fittings. Oh man, it's Saturday, it's getting a bit late, but I was able to track down a new pump, and I also have a new hot surface igniter just in case. I was able to pick up a replacement pump. The original, it's Bell & Gossett, and this one's made by Armstrong, but they said it's an exact replacement. Here's the motor, here's the pump section. Thing is, we don't need this part. So if we unbolt this, we can get rid of that and use this here. Well, hopefully, it looks like it's the right one. Let's make sure and let's give it a shot. All right, that looks about right. It's just this is meant to be like this with water flowing this way. We're gonna have it positioned this way. We're gonna remove this piece, these bolts, and separate this. And we should be able to rebuild it over here. The only thing is look at this. This is a very nice looking motor. Looks like you got 2 capacitors here. This one only has 1. But yeah, this is a very nice piece, and you could take off this piece here so you can see the coupling. You could change it. It looks like probably a very nice piece. The only thing I don't like about this is, why is there no support for this motor? This thing is pushing down on here. I'm sure the bolts are strong and all, but yeah. Another thing is, over here, there's a missing bolt. It's not leaking, thankfully, but that could be a problem. And this is a different kind of bolt than this. So, oh boy. Now let's close the supply and return for the, oh come on. Oh, when you see stuff like that. This thing is eating up too. Oh god. Sheesh. That's closed. We're gonna have to mess with this. Jeez, this thing is done. Can't even use this handle anymore. And I don't know why, but there's water here. That's not good. This valve is done, man. They should replace this as well. Jeez, jeez, jeez. All right, it's hard to tell because it's so chewed up, but it looks like it's only cracked open, this valve. It looks like it's almost closed. That can't be good. Where are these pipes coming from as far as this? Oh man, this thing is only cracked open. I don't even think I'm gonna be able to do anything with this. Yeah, that thing is rounded off, man. Look at this thing about to crack open. Yeah, I can see this thing is only cracked open, and that was the original position. Hopefully that's closed. I mean, who knows? I'm gonna need to get a hose, drain this thing. There's definitely pressure there. I don't like that. Oh man. That's not good if we can't drain this thing. Oh, it looks like it's flowing too much, man. This valve is messed up. I'm gonna need to get a pipe wrench. There's something in here. This valve is done. Jeez, man. Alright guys, we got a hose over here going down to the floor drain all the way there, and there's a lot of pressure. This seems to be closed. This isn't. There's water rushing through there. It's connected with these. I closed it, but I realized it tees off and goes up, and I don't know where. Where's the supply for all these boilers? I might need to shut everything down to get this done. Either way, this valve is gonna have to be replaced. This is a 2-inch pipe. This is gonna have to be rebuilt. And I can't do that now. There's nothing open. I can't change that pump if that water is gonna be pouring out. It's just not gonna happen. Yeah, there's water everywhere. This thing is really turning into a disaster. I can't change that pump with water gushing out through there. I gotta get to what's feeding this, and this is probably coming off a main line. I'm thinking it's this 3-inch pipe. Is this 3-inch? What size is this? This might be even bigger than 3-inch. Yeah, 3-inch. I think this 3-inch pipe, I think water's coming in through here and feeds everything else. I think I'm gonna have to, I just think is I can't follow the pipes with all these ceilings. I think we're gonna have to turn off every single boiler, so there's gonna be no hot water in the building right now. Oh man, this is gonna be a problem. We're gonna lose hot water for 17 floors. Okay, this is gonna be a tricky one. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do this job right now. It's 3 p.m. here, but I'm going to have to shut off hot water in a 24-hour working hotel for 17 floors. This place is going to go insane with these problems. We're going to have to shut down all the water, and I believe this is the main pipes coming in through here. This looks like a big regulator. We would have to shut down all the boilers, shut off all the power. Then we would have to close these valves so we can drain this thing. What the heck? Where's that leaking from? That's why that pan was here. This heat exchanger is leaking. Oh my gosh. And it's leaking through here too. This thing is done. How can there be so many leaks, man? This is a nightmare place right now. I'm mopping up the floors. Leave it somewhat decent in here. It's 3 p.m. We are going to leave and come back tonight. I don't know, maybe like 10, 11 o'clock. And then we're gonna set up. And then I think by midnight might be a little bit better. You know, the restaurant will close and people are not gonna be doing as much. Hopefully people will be sleeping by then. But yeah, guys, we're gonna have to wrap it up right now, come back at night and do a complete shutdown. I'm completely exhausted. This is gonna be, by the time, you know, we're gonna go into Sunday with this, so we just worked 7 days straight and it's just been one nightmare after another. It's a busy week and do a big paycheck, but I don't even want it right now. I want to go home. So this one's gonna be to be continued. Unfreaking real. And we are back, guys. So they canceled the job for that night, thank God, because we worked all day. It was 6 days straight, and just to come back at that nighttime, that same night, that would have been extremely difficult. Anyways, they rescheduled for the next day because Saturday night is a very busy time. They're having a wedding going on, they got a lot going on, so we're coming back the next day. It's now Sunday night. We had a job scheduled in the same building on Monday, so we're coming in a little earlier to take care of that, to work on a Mitsubishi heat pump. It's another inverter system. If you guys watched one of my previous videos where the settings were all wrong and the wiring, basically they got 3 setups like that for that same floor and they're all messed up, so we're gonna adjust all the settings and take care of that. And then we're gonna shut down all the boilers to replace that pump. Hopefully we don't have any issues doing that. We're right now at the end of the Williamsburg Bridge in downtown Manhattan. Let's get this show on the road. We're back, everyone. It is 12:30 a.m. It's Monday morning. All right, guys, I'm not exactly sure how we're gonna do this, but right now I believe this is the main pipe coming in. It's 3-inch pipe, comes down, goes through some kind of regulator, comes here, and I believe this is feeding the boilers. I see it taps off here and feeds this tank. I think this is like an expansion tank, so this must be the water feed. We gotta shut down all the pumps, all the boilers. I'm just wondering if I can avoid draining the whole building. Gotta turn off these 4 pumps. Gotta turn off all these little circulators on each line. We got these storage tanks. I wonder if I can close all these valves here, close that, and just maybe just drain this area. I don't know. That might be a thing, it might not be a thing, but I'm hoping so. At this point, let's start by turning off all the boilers. This one's already down. That's done. That's done. That's done. Oh, that's a lot of pressure right now. Turn off all these motor starters. That's for the big red pumps that we just showed. This other room, we got these little 4 circulator pumps. Well, apparently there's 5, 6, 7. That one looked like it just tripped, actually. Anyways, little circulator pumps are off. These larger 3-phase hot water pumps are off. All the boilers are off. Let's close the water feed. All right, close this guy. Let's close this, and this should shut off. This should be the main water supply for all the boilers. Cold water comes in, gets hot, gets pumped out, goes to the storage tanks. Oh man, yeah, this thing is just so bad. This one seems like it closes. This one is just done. this thing is leaking, the valve itself. Yeah, let's go back there. Let's get that into the drain. But also, hold up, I'm gonna try to close the valves. I think I'm just gonna try to isolate each boiler and then close whatever's coming in here. Kind of tricky. I wonder if we can do that. I wonder if we can. Oh man, there's just a million freaking valves here. Problem is, I don't see where these pipes go and how this exactly is configured, so it's kind of tricky. Anyways, let's start closing valves and draining. All right, we got a lot of water flowing through here. It's draining down that hose. This valve doesn't hold either. It's also messed up. But one thing I noticed, look, the bypass is open here. Forgot to close that one. I can hear the water stopped over there a bit too. Look at that. Look, it's stuck. Just a little bit of water flowing. It stopped. Oh man, that's beautiful. Can't get an adjustable on here at all. This might be a bad idea. That fitting looks just eaten up. I hear a little air going through there. I feel like it would have leaked already. It's got like a little drip here. Let's let this stop and see what happens. Oh, this is gonna help a lot. Hopefully this gasket doesn't break or anything on our way. That looks like it's stopping. I mean, it's barely any flow.
Yeah.
Even if I gotta do this like with water flowing, just so we got out of here ASAP, I'll do it. There's no going back once I took those bolts off. So I'm hoping this is the right pump. It looks like it is. The guy said it's exact replacement. It looks alike, same amount of bolts and all that good stuff. All right, let's carefully separate that. Hold on. Just a little gasket. Come here, man. Balance the motor. Let's have a slight issue. This gasket ripped a little bit. That seam right there. I still think, you know, just a little tear there, as long as it goes around there, I think we might be okay. But yeah, that's a bit scary. Also, look at this rust in here. You see that? What, they gave us a rebuild here? Look, it's even painted. You can see the paint and then some rust. Whatever, man. Watch out.
Okay, stop.
It stopped. Probably should have disconnected this before we shut the water off, but oh well. Oh, we need to charge that battery. Alright. Oh, we need snips. Anyways, I'm just gonna cut these wires here. Let's look. I'm pretty sure these are 120. Single phase, hotline, and a neutral, and ground. Actually, I don't need snips. I can just take off these wire nuts. This electrical will be out of our way. Okay, electrical is out of our way. could take off the bolts over here and pull this pump off. We should be safe. The water stopped there and it's not draining on the drain side. So you're gonna balance this while I take off these bolts. Luckily I have this ratcheting wrench here. It's gonna help a lot. Let's take off these bolts and pull this out. Maybe the gasket is decent on this. Honestly, I doubt it. But yeah, let's get these bolts out. We're just gonna pull it out as straight as possible. Gonna pull it out.
Yeah.
What happened? Don't tell me that thing broke in there too. Put some muscle in it, my brother.
Got it.
What the heck? Lift up and down. Kind of wiggle it out without breaking the header. What the heck? Alright, hold on, man.
Got it.
Try to wiggle it out a bit. It's not coming out, man. Dude, put some strength into it. Let's try to
Yeah. Okay.
get this thing out a bit. What's going on? Wow. That thing is like stuck in there. Let me see. And try to push this out. You try to wiggle it out a bit. But remember, you gotta pull it out straight. No? I'm just curious what's going on here. Let me separate the motor from the pump and see what we see there. I wonder if this thing is completely just stuck. This doesn't fit in here too well, but it works. Let's separate the motor from the pump. Yeah, go ahead. Hold on. But it's like evenly. Yeah, it looks like it's coming out.
Yeah. Seems like it.
Let's just get this evenly.
Okay.
Alright, wiggle it out. Yeah, there we go. Wiggle it out. Starting to get free. Starting to get free. I really can't get this thing out. You know what's crazy? I see some 1/4" screws in there. I don't know if that's gonna do it. Should probably came out like the other one. It looks like it kind of frees some stuff up. What the heck? Let me see. Still that piece inside is like jammed in there. This is just like this little cover. This pump completely broke off. I can see this piece inside here, this like big metal piece. It's stuck in there. I don't know if this is a good idea to even try to pull this. See, it spins, but the piece is stuck in there. This might be a bad idea. We might need to put this back.
Oh boy.
And order this piece here. Pull this whole thing out and rebuild it. Could try to maybe see if the coupling for this motor is like similar, but who knows if that piece is stuck in there. It's probably broken, you know?
Yeah.
It's not wouldn't be worth doing it. Oh man, this is becoming a true nightmare. I think this is too much of a risk for the fact that the supply and return, we can't isolate this unit alone. Is already a chance this thing is gonna leak after we pulled it like this. Oh, that's bad. That's real bad because we got no heat for 17 floors. Some of these rooms are thousands of dollars per night. You know, when I turn back from a job, it's too much of a risk. I think we gotta put these back, turn the water back on, and hope this thing doesn't leak. We're gonna have to change this header, get a new gasket for that, get a spare gasket for this, and then put the pump in. Alright guys, let's get these bolts back on. This thing is not so straight, so I'm having some resistance putting on these bolts. But let's try to get this back on. We're gonna have to order this whole piece. This thing is done. This thing is done, boy. I'm just gonna crack this open because this is what really stopped the water. Slightly fill it. Make sure we got no leaks. Yeah. It's filling up. It'll take a little time for it to reach that level. Oh yeah. Alright, let me get in there. Oh my god. Close that. Chris, get ready. We're gonna have to get another bucket or something, man. That thing's gonna overflow. It's 1:37 in the morning. We can't get these boilers on because we can't turn on the water. The whole building has no heat right now. 17 floors, man. Ooh boy, we're gonna have to figure something out. I think I have a valve in my truck. This is the one that's chewed up. Maybe I can fix that and put that in. Oh my god, man. Oh boy, this thing is done. I had this 2-inch valve in the truck and I got 2 slip couplings. This valve just can't even be spun anymore. It's eaten up and it looks like this thing is gonna burst at any moment. It's gonna cut here and rebuild. I got 2-inch pipe, I got 2 couplings, and I got this valve just in case. Let's cut this out and make space here. Let's rebuild this. The goal at this point is just to get this water to stop, because that's all we can do. We can't change that piece. We're not gonna get it. I don't even want to wrestle with that thing. Just change the whole header and get out of my way. If I have to, I'm gonna have to, but clearly I tried. I spent like half an hour on that. That thing ain't coming out. Let's sand this down, cut it, and rebuild this section. This shouldn't be too bad. They do have a T here, and this thing looks like it's about to crack too. Look at this. Look at these lines on here. I've never seen that before. That's strange. And then they had this thermometer, like a well, but clearly they're not using it. Almost none of them have it. Man, forget that. That's it. Retired. If they want to put one in, I can always rebuild this for them. But right now we have an emergency. Let's sand down where we're gonna cut and rebuild. When I was messing around with this, it seemed like at least this one, you were able to turn this one. So, you know, I don't think this one's holding fully either, but I at least can mess with it. This one is just completely chewed up, and this is really truly a problem here. This looks like a potential. Look, Chris, look at these lines on this. Yeah. I don't know, I never even seen that before, but anyways, I got this tubing cutter here. We got it sanded down. The water stopped there, water stopped here. We should be okay. This valve seriously has to go. I would definitely put my money on that one and start this. I just can't believe it came to this. My only concern now is getting the water to stop for this boiler specifically and getting the heat on for the rest of the building. This is bad. All right, that's it. The point of no return. At least that thing freaking stopped. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I'm gonna deburr the inside and outside of these pipes. Alright, let's build this up properly. Get that over there. Get that in. Get a little something like this. 2 slip couplings. Okay, 2 slip couplings and a valve in between. I want to make sure that this thing is evened out, so like it's like in the middle, because I have everything else marked. That would be good. Okay, now let's get that, and now we should be safe. Come through, push up on this pipe a little bit.
Got it.
Push up on it for me to get it in there. All right, calm down.
Okay.
Calm down. Okay, you're good.
Nice.
See, this is why I like the pipe cutter, not using sawzalls and stuff like that. You get a smooth cut and you get it as close to this as possible.
Yeah.
Even there's a little tiny little gap in some area, you're gonna be all right. Okay, let's bring this down. Get that to that marking. Let's get this in place. Get that in its marking. All right, there. We're all evened out. This tool is extremely heavy. Just want to make sure we're nicely evened out. Let's do it. Really deforms the pipe, this 2-inch one, but I've used it before and it doesn't leak. Okay. Close this. Make sure that's in there. Okay. All this still lines up. Okay. It really deforms the pipe. I hate that, but this tool's a lifesaver. Hope that does it. All right, honestly, that looks so good. Nice and clean. This thing's gonna have to go too. Looks like there's a stain on here, like this thing is about to rupture and leak as well. This place is gonna flood, man. Anyways, let's close this up. Hopefully this stops the water. I know this is gonna stay closed. This one, the valve is not, the handle is actually not even on right. I'm just hoping, at least we can adjust this one. The other one, you couldn't even fit a handle on. The pipe wrench doesn't do anything. Oh, man. Drain valves are closed. Supply and return are closed. Let's check in the back. Keep an eye out for me. I hope this closes it. If anything, we can work the other valve and try to get it to close. It sounds like it filled up. I got the valve fully open, man.
Hey.
It's not leaking?
No, I don't see anything. I saw it before when you started it, just a few drops, but I Will be stopped.
No leaks?
No.
It was pouring out before.
Yeah.
Oh man.
We're good.
Oh my god, dude, that was the one.
Oh,
Dear Lord, dear Lord. This piece right here, even when you're draining, it leaks. Dude, I could take this off by hand. That's crazy. That's open, and that's open. We don't need two valves here. Last night I actually picked up 2 brass boiler drain valves, or we could just put on one piece. It's good because they put a valve here to close it, and that's it. Then they needed something they can connect a garden hose to, so it was a separate piece. This does both in one. While it's like this, let's get this thing out of here, man. This thing is junk. Go towards me. Okay. Let's get this thing out of here. Got some Teflon tape on there. That should be enough for this 3/4. Let's tighten this up. Let's tighten this up. And then we're gonna have to turn everything back on and make sure we got hot water everywhere. All right, let's get these on here. Have them facing towards that way, towards the floor drain. The hose, so we don't do any crazy twists and turns. There to the left. And let's do the same for this one. Those are looking pretty good over there. And this is a nice setup right here. I flipped this handle so they match. To make it look a little bit better. But honestly, this needs to be changed. This thing looks like it's already corroded. It's on its way out. They should honestly replace the shutoff valves for all of these. You don't want any problems. I don't know, guys, what is this? I never seen those like strange like lines on this. Something about that just doesn't look right. Anyways, we've opened up all the water. We opened up all the valves, right? We turned on all the pumps, got the water going, and now we turned on all the boilers. So we're gonna give this thing a chance, and we're gonna make sure that we got hot water in the building before we leave. All right, guys, we just went to each section of the building and we tested for hot water, and we have it. This right here is 7 to the 17th floor, and we went into the room. Honestly, got a little bit of orange water coming out of there. We let it go, and we waited for the color to clear. We know we got hot water up there. And then the next section is the 3rd floor to the 6th floor. We did the same thing, got hot water there. Next section with these tanks is the basement to the 2nd floor. We got hot water there. Water's clear. 5 out of 6 boilers are operating. We were working on the 7th floor to the 17th floor. What's good is that at least one boiler is filling up these 2 storage tanks, and it's being pumped up. It's being pumped up with this. So they got hot water. We're gonna have to come back, but luckily we don't have to come back in the middle of the night. We're actually able to get this to shut down with this pipe job by replacing that valve. Man, that's a beautiful thing. We're gonna have to come back and not only change the pump, but the header for this boiler, this piece right here. You see that piece just broke over there, that coupling. You know, you could just change the coupling as well for the motor, but the problem is that there's scratching and everything inside over there, and now trying to pull it out, it's just jammed in there. This thing is done. This thing is done. So it's gonna be a fun one. What's important is that we were able to isolate this one boiler so we can turn on the heat for the rest of the building. If not, we would just not have heat for 17 floors, guys. This would have been an absolute disaster. People are paying a lot of money to stay here, and it would have been really unfortunate, but luckily we were able to get it to go. We're gonna have to come back to change the header so we can replace that pump and get this thing back in order. But for now, we're gonna wrap this up. It's the middle of the night or early morning, whatever you wanna call it. But yeah, if anyone found this video interesting or helpful, please drop a like, comment, and subscribe as I come out with new videos every week. I'll catch you all next time.